to MonoRants the Boys. It's the last scrap of boys content we've got until season 3, but let's dive into the second half of Diabolical. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and insulting me with nothing but my name and the right tone of voice is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
I can't really do it with your name.
No, it doesn't work as well with my name, does it?
No, because it's one syllable.
It's not as good as Gerald.
Gerald.
I know I said we'd be back next week, but much like the Deep, we just couldn't keep it in our pants. So we're back to rant about episodes 5 to 8 of Diabolical. And this time we've got a couple of Canon episodes, it seems.
It's Tech Knight that can't keep it in his pants.
The Deep can't keep it in his pants
I
either,
know,
in
but
fairness.
Tech Knight really can't.
No, Tech Knight really can't keep it in his pants. And I actually thought we might get some Tech Knight in Diabolical, but sadly, no.
I think he's going to be...
He's been name dropped in the main show a few times.
I think he might be in the spin-off more, because that's kind of...
We might get him in Herogasm.
Oh, that'd be really weird and fucked up if he is.
We might get him yet. Hopefully we will get him eventually.
Yeah.
But as for this, we did get Groundhawk, which I was super happy with.
Yes, delighted to see
We'll get
Groundhawk.
onto him in... Well, he's the second episode of today's rant. The first is probably our least favourite, with BFFs.
Oh.
The Aquafina written episode and directed by Madeline Flores. But yeah, no, this one wasn't great. It's the lowest ranked so far on IMDb as well. And what I've seen on like Twitter and social media is that everybody else seems to think it's the weakest of the bunch too.
I really didn't enjoy it. Number one, it's not an animation style I like. I find the exaggerated expressions and like the little exclamation points and things like that very distracting and really off-putting.
Yeah, I've never liked that animation style, to be honest with you.
No, I really don't like it. So that automatically was a strike against it for me. And then I just really don't like the story.
Yeah, the story is just...
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love the Russian drug dealer.
Yeah, the Russian drug dealer and the Deep are the best things about this.
But everything else going on in that is just... I just don't get it. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there's something that is just gone completely over my head, and somebody's going to like say like one thing, like explain it somehow, and I'll go, oh. But I just...
Yeah, like any of the rest of them, like in the last... episode, any of the ones we didn't like, we could pin down why we didn't like it, and it was either like the writing or the story, or
this one was just visually off-putting, story-wise really off-putting.
Yeah, I feel the same as you though. Like I feel like I'm missing something about it. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Somebody else can explain it to me.
Also, why did that poop keep showing us its butthole?
That was kind of funny. Especially the bit where she wakes up the next day and
she's like, I don't have ears.
I don't have ears. It's like, but wait, how could you, when it cuts back to her, she's just showing her butthole again? Yeah, there's a few laughs in it. The shark bit, when the drug dealer gets eaten by the shark, and it cuts away, and you're like, oh yeah, cool. And then it cuts back to the shark eating him.
Overall, really not a fan of it. Like the Deep, but always love the Deep.
When he's down in the sewers and he's
like, I'm out. He's got to get back into the 7.
No, when he's talking about how this is my area, and he's like, well, actually, not really, because sewer runoff into the oceans is a massive problem, and he just goes off on this big long tirade about how he's raising awareness, and it's just completely distracted from what he's supposed to be doing. Pure Deep.
Yeah.
Pure Deep, and always great to see Chase Crawford, as we have ranted about many times in the
I
boys.
love him.
Yeah, we love the Deep, and we love Chase Crawford.
I loved him in Gossip Girl. I love him in this.
But yeah, apart from that, the drug dealer was funny, the Deep was funny, and there was one or two gags. Other than that, it was a big fat meh for me.
Yeah.
A big fat meh.
It's not one I would be like rushing out to watch again.
No, and again, probably the benefit of it being an anthology series is we can skip the ones that we don't like, and this probably will not be getting rewatched from me, I'd say.
And I think it was disappointing as well, because I quite like Aquafina.
I don't really know much of her stuff.
But you've seen My Vag.
But yeah, My Vag is hilarious.
Yeah,
but
and
beyond that, no idea.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. Like that's kind of the overall I got from it, was just disappointment.
Yeah, and it's the lowest ranked by far
like
on
of
IMDb
all the things
so far.
You could do
poop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like we're particularly highbrow comedy. Like we're not above dick jokes and poop jokes.
Mr. Hanky.
Yeah, like
Like, so it could be done. It just, there's something about the way it was done that, combined with this really childish, cartoony style, was just really, really off-putting to me.
Yeah, it might be a weird sentence, but I have definitely seen better anthropomorphic poops.
Yeah.
Mr. Hanky being the obvious one.
Even in Dogma, the shit demon.
Oh, yeah.
The Golgotha.
Yeah, the Golgothan shit demon in Dogma is definitely better than this, alright. But, no, I...
And basically the fact that we can name at least 2 anthropomorphic poops that
yeah.
are better.
Yeah, that should show you that we're not above a good poop joke. This wasn't a good poop joke to me.
No, it was very, very off-putting. I did like the little bit of corn, though, sticking out the side of its head. Why it was only wearing a bikini top, I don't know.
There's a whole lot of things that I don't know about this one. I did like it, though, when she goes into the bathroom, there's a towel that has a picture of a cat showing its butthole and its little testicles on it, though.
I have hand towels that have cat butts embroidered on them.
They don't have little cat testicles, though.
No, because they've all been neutered, because you should spay and neuter your pets because it's better for their health.
All right there, Bob Barker.
Yeah. Cut your nuts off.
But that's probably enough shitting on BFFs for the minute. Oh, no pun.
Bad pun.
Yeah, no pun intended there. But the next episode then is one that I think we both really enjoyed, but a lot of other people didn't seem to. This didn't seem to get as good of a response, but I really liked Nubia versus Nubian.
I enjoyed that. I'm a big Archer fan as well, and it was very much kind of that style of humour. Yeah,
well, it was written by Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
And directed by Matthew Bordenave. Again, not 100% sure on the pronunciation.
No, I really enjoyed it. I love the interaction. I just love the way she said Gerald.
Yeah, it's a really loaded way of saying
Gerald.
It's great. No, Aisha Tyler was great.
The bickering is so true to life. I think that's what I enjoy about it so much. And then Taco Tuesday. Go make me tacos!
There are some great lines in this one. There are some really, really great and quotable lines in this one. I loved Groundhawk's voicemail.
Oh.
Fuck you, fuck off, leave a fucking message.
I'm changing my voicemail to that. I actually don't think I even have a voicemail anymore.
And obviously John DiMaggio. I'm super excited to get John DiMaggio.
I'm just delighted to get Groundhog.
Yeah, but to get John DiMaggio as Groundhog, it just...
I'm not a pedo. I don't even have fingers.
Yeah.
He just punches the door off.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this one. The bitching between Nubian Prince and Nubia was fantastic. And the stuff between Maya, isn't it? The daughter. And Groundhawk was hilarious. When she's like, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck off. I don't need your money. I'll come over and open cans. Oh, fuck, that's worse.
She's a smart kid.
But
she's a smart kid. Now, I really like the fact that it was like soups in like their everyday normal life. Like, people know who they are. They know that they're the ones who live across the road. Like, it's not exactly a secret identity.
Well, you can't hide Groundhawk.
Not really, but like they arrive in costumes and just like walk in the door, you know. And it's nice to see like normality. Like, they're kind of like the most functionally normal soups we've seen, apart from maybe Starlight. Like, they clearly loved each other
at one point.
Yeah, they had a kid, you know, they're going through like normal relationship issues.
Yeah,
essentially, and stuff, like they're going through like normal shit, but just the way that the kid goes about fixing it and being like, they frame the script and everything is so funny.
It's a real tropey thing as well that I actually liked from cartoons, of the kid doing the thing or recreating the conditions for when their parents fell in love to make the parents fall back in love again. Yeah. Only in this, it's beating the shit out of poor Groundhog.
No, American Dad when he runs over the squirrel.
Oh God, that whole episode. That's a brilliant episode. There's just so many good individual gags in this one as well.
I really have to say, really big fan of the animation style in this. Again, it's one I'm very familiar with and that I do enjoy.
Yeah, no, the animation style, I think our 3 favourite episodes have 3 fairly similar animation styles.
It'd be very similar to the kind of DC animated showcase, which big fan of those.
Yeah, this was the first of the 3 canon episodes. Well, canon in the universe of the show.
I love it because it fits in. It does fit in really, really well.
What I like
that they've written Groundhawk to be a villain.
Yeah, like that's what I was going to say.
That they've done him dirty.
And we're kind of peeking behind the curtain because Groundhawk says, oh yeah, look, it was all scripted.
And she's like, yeah, I know, Mom framed the script.
And there's the great line when Groundhawk does show up to fight them, and Nubian Prince says, "You're not even in our continuity this month, you fucking idiot." That I like that. There's a reference to Ashley as well.
Yeah, no, but when she's like, "Where'd your accent go?" And he's like, "I'm from Bakersfield."
Yeah. I was delighted when I saw it because before Kripke announced said on Twitter which 3 episodes were canon, and we had talked about it and we watched it and thought maybe weirdly BFFs might have been canon purely because of what the Deep says about trying to get back into the 7. I wasn't expecting this one to be canon.
I do that it is, though.
I was delighted that it is because Groundhawk was mentioned in VNN and then we got Groundhawk and Nubian Prince was mentioned in the show.
Yeah, to be traded to Baltimore.
So I liked that. I was like, oh, deadly. That means that it's canon.
And then, Nubia is one of the G-Men.
Yeah, Nubia is one of the G-Men. But then I was fucking devastated because it's canon, which means that Groundhawk is dead.
I don't think he's dead.
They killed him when they thought he was a paedophile.
No, I think they might have just beaten the shit out of him.
I'm pretty sure they killed him.
But they had nasty loud sex after that.
Yes, they did. It cuts to Maya looking traumatised about Groundhawk being killed, and then it cuts to Maya looking traumatised about the pounding that's going on next door.
Make me tacos! Taco Tuesday!
The taco line cracks me up every time we watch it. And the fact that Gerald is named as Balls.
Yeah.
The
friendly fire.
This is the second lowest rated episode.
I really enjoy it. I like that kind of...
Oh no, sorry, it's the third lowest. Boyd in 3D, I think, is lower than this. But
no,
it's a 6-star rate, or like 6 out of 10 on IMDb, and I honestly thought it was one of the best.
No, it would be very similar to Archer in the kind of the comedy in the mundane aspect of it, and I do enjoy that a lot. Like
I think 12 seasons of Archer has rubbed off on Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a very good way, because this episode is definitely one of the best written, I think, as well.
I really, really enjoy this episode. I love the kid. I really do. I think she's just
Maya's
great.
Yeah.
Like at the end when she's just like, sign the damn papers and I want a pony.
And I'm looking at both your trifling asses. I want that pony.
I just love when the mom's tucking her in and she's like, and Gerald will buy you a pony.
Yeah, when he's trying to reassure her and she just walks in, we are getting divorced and Gerald is going to buy you a pony. Good night, dear. What a bitch Nubia, well, what a terrible parent Nubia is, because she's like, I'm going to go get a bath, or I'm going to go have a bath and drink some champagne. You finish your homework there, and just walks out of the room.
Well, they're arguing for a good minute before they realise she's there.
Yeah.
So they're both kind of... I understand as well the whole, like, they are obviously breaking up, but at the same time, come on.
Yeah, one of the other things, actually, that I did really like about this one was that I thought it straddled the line between the comics and the show really well.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of comics-esque kind of fights and stuff, but as I say, it's part of the canon of the show. But there was a bunch of Easter eggs in there as well. When Maya goes to ring Groundhawk, there's...
Oh, the names in the phone?
A bunch of names in the phone from ones we've seen from the show, and there's ones from the comic as well. What did we see? We saw Big Game, who was mentioned in the show. We saw, is it Buzzcut?
Yeah, there's a few of them. Oh, there's a lot of G-Men in it, which makes sense because she's a G-Man. And
in the first fight scene, just before Groundhawk passes out, he says, Gonna, which is a thing from the comics.
Yeah.
I never explained thing from the comics. No. It's just a thing from the comics. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed that one. I think that was one of my top three.
I just like normal, like weird people trying to fit into suburbia.
Yeah, I could have seen it. I would have liked a little bit more of the interactions between Benjamin and Groundhawk.
Yeah, the neighbour. That poor neighbour. He looked
terrified.
Yeah.
He looked fucking terrified.
I love it. I'm a big fan of The Burbs. It's one of my favourite, like, kind of feel-good films. Or just, like, funny Saturday afternoon films. And just, suburbia and having Soups live there. Yeah. Oh my god, the HOA must be shitting themselves.
It would be a very different series to WandaVision.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
it would.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to see one or two of those extra things, but then that's the only complaint that I have about...
I love it as well, because he only lives like down the road from her,
yeah,
too, when she texts it on the phone.
But yeah, the only complaint I would have had that it was, not long enough.
Yeah.
Just give me more of it. But then the episode after that is one that we can't really make our minds up on. And that's John and Sun Hee from writer Andy Samberg.
Yes.
And director Steve Ann. And I was very surprised that this was the Andy Samberg episode.
Yeah.
I was not expecting something so serious from him. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, it's very poignant and it's very beautiful. And I really don't want to say anything bad about it. It struck a chord with me given the nature of it, because I don't think there's anybody that's not been touched by
cancer.
Yeah,
cancer is always going to hit home, especially for the two of us.
So from that aspect of it, it's a beautiful representation of how far you will go to save somebody you love and how big the fight can feel like.
Yeah.
And it's this thing that's growing and consuming everything.
And how monstrous the opponent can feel.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be one I would be rushing back to. It was absolutely stunningly beautiful. So the animation is just gorgeous in it.
Yeah, and it does, it highlights that isolation and the desperation really well, and there's some really sweet moments in it, but I'm with you. It's just a bit too depressing for my tastes. It hits
far too close. It's to home. It is a beautiful representation of a very specific feeling.
Yeah.
But it's not one I would like to revisit.
Yeah, it's not even...
I find it very upsetting.
Yeah.
Just because it brings me back to losing friends and family.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, that I don't really want to rewatch it. It's just... I don't like watching depressing things. Yeah. And I'm glad that I watched it and I can appreciate it for what it is. But it's one of the things that I said in MonoRants at the movies is, like, I don't like watching drama because that's what real life is for.
Yeah.
TV and film is for escapism and entertainment and not for depressing the ever-loving fuck out of me. And as beautiful as this is and as pretty and poignant and sweet as this is, it depresses the fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find, there's a cartoonist that does beautiful kind of panels that are about death meeting various things, and it's lovely little stories and they're really nicely animated, but they are so depressing. And it's the similar thing, like I want to read them and enjoy it and appreciate her work and support her, but I physically can't bring myself to read the content because I find it so upsetting.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that with autobiographies. Not that they're depressing, I'm like, I don't like reading about normal people's lives, even if they are famous people. And I just, I maybe that makes me a bit like, I don't know, basic or I don't know. I just, drama and depressing shit and stuff like that just doesn't do it for me. I want entertainment.
Yeah.
I can appreciate this episode for what it was.
It was beautiful.
And it was very beautiful, and I particularly like how sweet the ending is.
Oh my god, tearing up, and with the beautiful, the orchestral score that's going along with it, and that gold foliage that's got the outlines as she's passing through,
and even just what she says to him,
what she's telling him
about don't skip meals just because I'm gone, and don't forget to take care of yourself, and it's with
this beautiful music over it, and it's this big epic finale, and it just I can't I can't. No, it just
so hands down to Andy Samberg and Steve Ann for making the most beautiful depressing thing that I've probably seen in a long time.
That'll stay with me for a good long while. It just...
And I may actually have to rewatch it once or twice every now and again, because on first watch it didn't do much for me. But on the second and third watches, I started to appreciate it more. And not in any major way, it just started to grow on me a little bit more.
Yeah, kind of once you get over the initial, I think it'd be one that
like
is always going to stir up memories and emotions.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with a subject like cancer, it is easy to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's hammed up or anything like or hackneyed. And it's definitely not like what I was giving out about in Boyd in 3D, where it thinks it's deeper than it actually is.
No, this is very...
It's well handled.
Yeah.
And this is also a Canon episode, which
I can get that as well, because that's when you remove the kind of subject and look at
what actually happens,
when you take kind of all the emotional stuff off it, of it being this battle against this immense target, what happens if you gave cancerous cells V? Because cancer grows and multiplies really, really aggressively as it is.
And you
basically it turns into the Trapper Keeper episode from South Park.
Yeah, when it's in the forest, it's basically the Trapper Keeper from South Park.
And I'm sorry, I could have done without that elk screaming as it died.
And the bear.
I'm really, really emotionally triggered by animals being injured and things. I couldn't even watch Rampage.
We said that in season 2, episode 3.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a shit about Ryan getting pushed off the roof, but that whale dying, the noises, no thank you.
No, I really am quite badly triggered by animals dying. We had to switch off Rampage because I got so upset about the gorilla.
Yeah.
And that was a CG gorilla.
Yep.
These are animated animals, but it does really, really upset me. So that whole sequence I couldn't watch.
If you take away the emotional side of it and if you just look at the events of what happened, there's no reason why it can't be canon within the boys' universe. He works at VOT. He's just taken a straight up sample of V. We know it can work on some adults.
Yeah.
And it just happens that it does work on her. And if she succeeds in destroying the cancer monster, there's no greater ramifications from it that have to be addressed in the show. So it can be canon. It can just be tucked away in a corner as canon as well, if you know what I mean. As opposed to, say, the next episode, which could well easily be referenced further on in the show.
Yeah. No, it beautiful, necessary, I think, as well, to add a more serious tone.
Yeah, it was nice that we got a more serious, somber one. There was 8 episodes
as well.
Yeah, so it was definitely nice to see it, and I wouldn't say it's one of the weaker episodes, but maybe one that we might rewatch less than the rest of them.
Yeah,
purely for that depressing side of it. But on to the final episode of 1 + 1 = 2.
Yes.
Coming to us from writer and showrunner for the show, Simon Raciopa, and I still am not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and it's not going to get any better because the director was the supervising director and he was also director of episode 3, I'm Your Pusher, Giancarlo Volpe, and Jai H. Kim, I'm not sure, me and names, you know how it goes. But this was another one of the top episodes, I think. Yeah. Really enjoyed this one. And obviously one of the probably more important canon episodes.
Yes. But I was wondering if they were going to do... We had gotten flashbacks of Homelander's upbringing.
Yeah.
We had that brilliant deleted scene from season 1 of him with the school teacher.
Oh, squeezing the life out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd gotten moments of when he's confronting Vogelbaum, where they're watching him through the door with the blanket, when they're doing the promo stuff in the house. And he finds the blanket again. So you get he was raised in a lab. What was it? Is it in this or is it in... Says he spent 18 years strapped to a plutonium rocket.
Oh, that's in the comics.
Yeah.
In the show, we saw the kind of cold, sterile, scientific aspect of his upbringing.
Yeah.
In this, we see flashes of the brutal, punishment and experimentation and training aspect of his upbringing, and it's done really well.
And I think the reason they put that in this is because in animation it's almost more acceptable. You can't, in the show, to do that.
Yeah, they couldn't have had a live action little kid getting the shit kicked out of him and being tortured.
Even
in
done,
flashes.
Yeah, even done through a show and, done correctly, it is a bit...
Yeah, it'd definitely be harder to watch, but it's done really well in this, just the way it's the flashes of what actually happened to him versus what he's saying about the baseball team and all that.
Yeah.
And again, the way he pulls that off, he's talking in a very Clark Kent voice.
Yeah. Anthony Starr again has changed up the voice enough.
Changed subtly from...
He sounds younger. It's very hesitant to start off with. He starts to gain kind of momentum as it goes on, and he's getting into the rhythm of it.
The more practice bits. Yeah.
Into the more showman-y side of things.
Yeah, and then when things start to go wrong later, you can hear the cracks in his voice and stuff. And I really like...
The childlike quality comes back out.
Yeah, I really like how Anthony Starr plays it in this one.
When everything starts to go wrong, you really get the whole I'm just a kid playing at doing this.
Yeah, and it's my first time out, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this one, it's done really, really well. The animation style, again, one we really liked, and I found to be, particularly the graphic violence scenes in this, I found to be very reminiscent of an all-time favourite show of ours, and also a titmouse production of Metalocalypse.
Yes, especially with the jaw getting ripped off.
Yeah, that end scene when the jaw's getting ripped off and he's ripping people apart limb from limb.
Yeah, that's very death clocky.
That was very death clocky. Definitely, I thought. But as we say, Titmouse Productions worked on this and worked on Metalocalypse, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some crossover in the animation team.
Shout out to Titmouse, because they do a great job every time.
Yeah, and they did a fantastic job on this, and a supreme job on Metalocalypse. We love that show.
Oh yeah.
But the massacre scene in this is just done so well, like the not flashbacks, but the flashes of his past in the start. Yeah. The way that massacre scene is done, when he's all just kind of like, no, I'm the good guy, and shut up, and then he kind of comes back into it, and everybody's just in bits around the room.
Yeah. So, impulse control, not a thing, apparently.
No, impulse control never really been a thing.
Never developed. I liked seeing early Stillwell.
Early Stillwell was really interesting.
I liked seeing, because she's already deputy of superhero affairs, because it comes up like when they're being introduced, it comes up on the little ticker. But to see it's the start of their relationship, and she's seeing how far she can push him. There's a lot of kind of luring going on. She lured me, Papa.
She knows she's got a good product on her hands, and that she can use it as leverage to get herself higher up in the company. And you can see her pushing, being like, no, Black Noir is the top player now, but you could easily take him in popularity, and you could definitely take him in strength.
It was interesting that Black Noir is there longer than Homelander.
Yeah, and especially if we're talking canon.
If we're talking canon comic books, that raises some interesting possibilities. If we're talking...
Yeah, we can't really discuss it unless we want to go into that comic book spoiler territory, and I don't really want to go into that just yet.
But it just, how old is he? What is he?
Yeah.
We know he looked kind of messed up anyway from the Amanjoy incident.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some serious shit going on under that mask.
And
that it's hard to really tell if there's any...
And what Stillwell's saying makes sense, that he would be there to kind of watch you and make sure that you don't, that you toe the company line and so on and so forth.
Well, that seems to be his main job. I think he in the show anyway, he very much is Edgar's private soup. Like, when he gets the phone call in the House of Butcher.
Yeah. He's Edgar's Black Ops mission guy, and he's also, certainly Homelander thinks, is his best friend, and we can see it at the way you see the start of it in this.
I like why he fanboys over him a little bit.
He does a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
But yeah, no, I really like at the end when Black Noir, when he's like, wait, hold on. Obviously he doesn't say hold on.
Yeah.
But motions, hold on, and then takes out the pen and paper.
Oh, and you still can't see what the fuck is written on it? But yeah,
you still can't see what's written on it, so he remains not having said a
How
single line.
How does he drink that drink through the mask?
The tea?
Yes.
I know. At the end, he's I have it down as the tea cliffhanger, because you think, oh, they've made friends. Oh no, wait, did he just fake the friendship thing to gain his trust?
I don't know.
Because he does, from the second that Homelander, when his eyes glow after he's massacred everybody, Black Noir puts his hands up as if to say, no, hold on, and then fucking legs it. And eventually convinces him by snapping that girl's neck to hold on and listen to what he has to say. Yeah, I wonder, because then we see him menacingly stirring the tea and watching Homelander from behind the corner after that.
I think that's also just Black Noir.
Yeah,
is weird.
It? Yeah.
Like when he shows up in season 1 when they're looking for Translucent, and he shows up in I've forgotten her name, the poor girl.
Oh, Annika.
Poor Annika. Well, she looks up and he's just standing there. Like lurking, it's kind of his bag.
Oh, lurking is definitely his bag in the comics and the show.
You also think that somebody had a bee in their bonnet over the unit of guns?
Yeah, I'd love to find out, because when...
It's in the very first episode, the very first thing, when he melts the gun out of your mouth, he heats up the gun, so he drops it?
Yeah, he melts a gun with his laser vision in the show in the very first episode, in like the first scene pretty much.
He can control it then! He doesn't cut the gun in half.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's one of the few times he does exhibit impulse control when it comes to his lasers. But yeah, so he melts a gun in that episode. But in this animated episode, when he threatens to do it, one of the guys says that it'll explode, and then he does it and it explodes.
Yeah.
But the way it's stated by the guy, he's like, what are you, fucking stupid? If you heat this up, it's going to explode. And then it explodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the way it was done. I feel like that.
Somebody somewhere was like,
the writer anyway was Simon Ratioba, but I don't know, maybe somebody else on the writing
that
crew
maybe that
in general
just bothered
was like,
him.
yeah, no, that pissed me off, and I'd like to correct that and retcon it. I love all the cheesy lines we get out of Homelander as he's going around stopping the terrorists.
The beginnings of the manipulation and the beginning of this persona and the cultivation of it. And as they're tweaking as they're going along, where she's like, just very casually is like, oh, we should drop the and you should just be Homelander.
Just be Homelander, yeah.
And how quickly he's starting to cover up, he hops onto the covering up of shit.
Yeah, it seems that whatever about impulse control, he's definitely good at damage control.
Damage control is his thing. Damage limitation.
That's his real superpower. Is after shit goes down.
He should have gone into politics.
Yeah,
imagine him as a spin doctor. He'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, but the way he does, the way they have him do it in this is nearly as good as the way he turns the
aeroplane.
The flight crash around in season 1, because he's like, I failed you, and I put my life at risk, but I just wasn't good enough to contain the blast. And the reporter is immediately like, "What do you? No, you're a hero. You put yourself at risk for us." And Stillwell is frothing back in
Frothington
HQ.
on the Waddle.
Yes, definitely. She's at Frothington on the Waddle.
I went to school with Bubbles Frothington.
But
bonus points if you understand that. If you got that.
Yeah, if you got that reference, we will be impressed. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this one. This was one of the top ones. It's the top ranked one on IMDb. I think I still prefer I'm Your Pusher. Overall, it just edges out this one, I think.
This is a nice one to close out the anthology, but also lead into season 3, because it's kind of giving you a little bit of backstory before going into it. Might be relevant to events of season 3.
It's also about probably the most information we've gotten on Black Noir ever before.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we're going to have some more Black Noir.
Because of this now, we know he was on the 7 before Homelander.
Yeah.
And that he helped Homelander cover up his first big fuck up.
Yeah.
And that he probably was...
He knows everybody's
set up to not spy on, but kind of watch over Homelander.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah.
So, depending on how important these 3 canon episodes are to the show, and this one in particular, it'll be interesting to see.
I think this one is going to have some backstory for upcoming events.
Yeah, it
might get the importance of calling it a canon episode without, like, I understand it's canon because it is his backstory, but having it be this particular first cover up, I think, is going to be incredibly important.
Yeah, whether it's a plot element that somebody on The Boys or somebody uncovers, hey, look, on Homelander's first mission, this is what actually happened.
Yeah.
Or maybe even it's just a name drop of, hey, do you not remember what happened back at that chem plant or whatever it was called? Just to say, remember everything else that happened in that episode? That might be relevant for this episode of the show, but I don't think it'll be anything massive.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it will be referenced in season 3.
Yeah. And again, any Homelander backstory, gimme, cover, because the more I find out about the backstory, he comes across as so misunderstood, like, and not misunderstood, but just misguided. Like, how can you expect somebody who's grown up, who's basically been... Yeah,
when he's been raised like this, can you blame him for his other actions?
Yeah, and he's being praised, he's praised for his cover-up, so it's positive reinforcement of negative behaviour, essentially. And it just makes the character more interesting to me.
Yeah, and any praise that he's given is generally praise used to manipulate him.
Yeah.
It's not praise for the sake of praise.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's definitely more of an anti-hero in the show than he ever was in the comics. In the comics, he's just straight villain.
Yeah.
Even when the big twist is revealed, he's still just a straight villain. But in this, he does stray more into anti-hero territory. Not anti-hero territory, but at least more sympathetic villain territory.
Yeah.
Is probably more what I meant.
Yeah, well, it makes the character kind of more understandable for how some of the actions are perceived for some of his behaviours.
Yeah, it definitely helps to humanise him.
There's no grounding.
Yeah, well, nobody can go through that much fucked up shit from, birth to adulthood and not be fucked up from it.
Yeah. And then be released into the world like everything's fine.
Yeah, and if that's his first mission, no, it's clearly not fine.
No.
Clearly not fine. But that was all 8 episodes of Diabolical. And for something that I wasn't expecting at all, it was a complete surprise, and it was a very enjoyable surprise.
Yes.
There was only, I'd say, 2 episodes that I didn't like. 1 episode I was a bit meh on. 1 that was fine, but I won't watch again because it depressed the fuck out of me. And then 3 that I really, really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, no, it was a mixed bag, but as we said, this one I think definitely comes down more to taste than like bad writing or bad direction or anything like that. And it's just the ones that I didn't like.
Yeah, the BFF would be the only one that I would say overall was
bad.
None of it I found redeeming. I've been able to find redeeming qualities in the ones I didn't like, and the bits, like in particular with the superhero teens who murder their parents, that for me is just a personal choice.
Particularly, that one and Boyd in 3D, I think is just a personal taste thing, and we personally don't like those ones.
No.
Because they have decent ratings. I don't think anybody really liked BFF.
It just,
bad poop jokes.
Yeah.
And
John
bad
and
poop jokes and a weird animation
style. It's beautiful and really poignant and a lovely little moment. But it wouldn't be one I would be revisiting very often.
No, but I'd say 5 out of the 8 episodes I'd be happy to rewatch quite happily. And that's not a bad ratio. No. And 3 of those 5 I think are fantastic. Obviously those being 1 + 1 = 2, Nubia versus Nubian, and I'm Your Pusher.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about it a lot in the last episode, but just give me more of I'm Your Pusher. More of animated shows set in the boys' comic universe would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, really enjoyed that.
And there's no word yet as to whether or not even rumours as to whether or not there'd be a season 2, but I'd quite happily take a season 2.
Yeah.
Especially because this is the kind of show, The Boys is the kind of show that seems to very much take into account what's worked and what hasn't worked to try and improve upon it. So I think if we got a Diabolical season 2, it would be fantastic.
I would definitely watch a second season of it.
Yeah, definitely watch a second season of this. But I think that's about it for The Boys until season 3, really.
Yeah.
Unless they surprise us with something else.
I don't think they will.
No, I think all we can expect between
now
and then is a couple of trailers.
Yeah.
That's about it. But in the meantime, between now and season 3 in June, we will continue to rant ourselves through a few more of our favourite movies over at MonoRants at the Movies. And if you want, you can go back and work your way through 19, 20 episodes of MonoRants The Boys.
Yeah, there's a few weirdos in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you want to get in contact with us, you can follow us on Twitter at RantsMono. Over on Instagram, we're MonoRants_the_boys. Or you can send us your own rant to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week over on MonoRants at the Movies. Bye-bye, guys.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are MonoRants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.